Captain, if you can give us a log, please.
One second. Captain's log, Stardate 55.037.7. In just a few more light years, we'll be crossing into the Tholian Assembly, where I expect us to spend the better part of 180 days under cloak without the possibility of planetfall or visiting a station. I don't think very many of the crew have gone through this before. It's unless you find yourself on an intrepid at the edge of known space, you're unlikely to spend 4 months on a ship like this. But I think with the doctor's help, they'll handle it well, and we should get valuable intel out of it. In Captain's log.
And with that, we will actually cut to the doctor, or initiating his plans ends with the captain and on how to keep the crew safe and sound and sane, hopefully.
Yes. So, Captain, I have a couple of additional ideas on top of the reducing shift times to 6 hour versus 8 hour shift. Um, I think we should also uh, help direct some of our crew's activities to make sure that they keep up their physical fitness. With the additional downtime, there could be a potential for some of the crewmen to perhaps take too much liberty with that time and not engage in the activities that we need them to as far as keeping themselves alert and healthy. Perhaps some physical fitness regiments. Uh, and we can also do this in a meaningful way to help morale as well, possibly some competitions, things like that. Maybe uh, a board that actually has, you know, uh, top 10 crewmen. Uh, make it enjoyable that way. I think it's important we give them the downtime, but it's also, I think, important that some of that downtime is directed at staying not only mentally healthy but physically healthy. Would you agree?
Yeah, that sounds like a quality idea. I think I'm going to restrict the holodecks so that we can use them more in a more calculated manner. I think I'll ask that you consider the use of holodecks for your counselor as medically necessary. Um, if a crewman really needs it, they can take advantage. You can send a request to me, and they can use that. Otherwise, I think we can capitalize on the idea of um, fitness competitions or um, competitions in the sciences or in general efficiency at tasks and hand out holodeck time as a result of those competitions.
I think that's a fantastic idea. Um, in addition to the physical side, on the mental side, one of my main concerns is for the crew members that are not accustomed to long time or long periods of cruise times like this. We want to make sure that there's some group activities that are inclusive. I'm concerned about possibly some of the crew members becoming kind of a loner, maybe isolating, and that can cause mental issues that we want to avoid. So we want to try to encourage participation in some sort of group hobbies as well, I think. Perhaps even um, have some committees put together as far as doing some activities like maybe a play or musical crew members that have musical talents, perhaps putting on a concert, things like that, and try to be as broad as we can to make sure we're reaching every aspect of our crew.
I will let you and your counselor and any other officers who see those issues handle them by requesting that those crew members do engage in such activities. I know we do have crew members who are, due to their species, are biologically um, predisposed to thrive in the states of loneliness. So I don't want to mandate it for the whole crew. Um, it's a greater concern for our Vulcan crewmen, for our human crewmen, than for our Vulcan crewmen. So
Absolutely.
I would, I will let you handle that as you see as you see the problems come up.
I'll make sure that the activities and planning is suitable for every race that's involved.
Very good, Doctor. Do you have any other issues you wish to bring up?
Just that I'd like to make sure you have no problem with me engaging several of my medical staff to assist with getting this underway. It's quite a bit of work, and I'd like a team to help me with it.
Feel free to request personnel from other parts of the ship if necessary. There's several departments who will probably be doing nothing but training for the next few months. I don't imagine um, the crews of the torpedo rooms or the crews of phaser control are going to be doing anything other than drilling constantly for 4 months. So yeah, they might welcome the chance to come help you do something else for a shift or two.
I think that's an excellent idea. I'll make sure that I try to include multiple departments as well as multiple shifts. Do you have any other concerns about the crew, Captain?
No, I think you're on top of it, Doctor.
Okay. One last thing before I get to work on this is I want to make sure that our command staff is also involved, and that, of course, means you as well, sir.
Yes, I think it'll be a ship-wide effort.
All right. I'll be looking to see your name on the boards.
Well, I won't promise any top placements, but I'll give it a go.
Excellent. If there's nothing else, I'd like to be excused to go ahead and start my work on this.
Yes, Doctor. And I think I'm thinking of on the last ship I served on. I was captain of a galaxy which is considerably larger and had considerably more amenities. And one of them that I'm finding myself missing is a captain's mess. So I'm thinking of having one of the um, offices that's not used very often next to my ready room converted. I think um, I think if you and the other senior officers wouldn't mind me joining me there once or twice a week, it would be good to meet y'all in a more social light.
I think that's a fantastic idea. I think it's important that the command staff definitely settles in and is comfortable uh, with the situation, and I think that allow us to discuss things in a more relaxed light. I would ask that you do occasionally still dine with the crew or make yourself at least available during some of the meal times. I think it's important that the crew also have some access to you.
I think that can be arranged.
Fantastic. Um, I think it's going to have to be an effort uh, at all levels to make sure that all of the crew is tended to, and make sure that we've got no one that's uh, experiencing issues. We don't want to drop in efficiency or readiness uh, for the next several months. We need that to be at its highest level. I think that if we all come together as command staff, we can make sure that our crew is ready.
Yes, I think that's all very good, Doctor.
So at that point, I would probably nod and go ahead and head down to my office to start rounding up my team to start putting together plans for these various activities.
Since we're doing plans and stuff, let's actually make this as a small extended task to get all your plans together and organize the people you need to.
Okay.
So. And these numbers are snapping all over the place. I'll fix that later. We're looking at difficulty E3, magnitude 3, resistance, and 1 on task with a work track of 14. You're gonna be rolling presence medicine.
Okay.
Would you allow me to assist with presence command as kind of, I guess, the enforcement behind the doctor's efforts?
I'll allow it.
Okay. And the complication range that I would click on this is, what did you say?
The complication range would be 1.
1. Okay. And I can use my counseling focus, I assume,
Yes,
as a focus. Okay.
very much so.
All right. And uh, we don't have any momentum built up, so I guess I just kind of. I've got the captain that's going to help me roll. Would I be able to have my one of my uh, nurses or one of my staff help with this as well?
You could activate an NPC to help you with this.
Okay, for game mechanics, does that make sense to do that, or?
Yeah, it's fine. So the mechanic behind that is we only get for an episode NPCs, but once you activate them, they're permanently activated. So if we need an NPC later, it's not like we'll never be able to get one. Like, even if we activated all 4 and then we needed another one later, we could still use one of the 4 we activated. So as long as you don't go activating like only 4 medical, or 2 medical,
Right.
2 security, so that we can't use science or engineering, it's kind of like you pay attention to which ones have already been activated. It's fine to do it.
Okay. Do you think this? I mean, we're
Yeah, it's fine.
okay. I just we're likely going to need, I would say, engineering and somebody that handles, security possibly. Um, but I think a medic might come in handy if we get into a scuffle. So, who do you suggest we activate, or do we only have one medic that a
We
medical
have
person?
2.
I actually just made one as you were talking. Like, oh, maybe a dedicated ship counselor would be good.
Okay.
McCormick?
It's supposed to be. Oh, there's supposed to be an R in there.
Yeah, I think you were trying for McCormick.
Yes.
Yeah, we have 2 then. We have someone who's actually more suited to like uh, phys- physical medicine, and someone I think who's more suited to counseling.
Man, McCormick's kind of hot. I might have a tough time not hitting on her. Okay. So you think activate McCormick here?
Yeah.
All right. And that she'll only get to roll 1, but looks like she'll have a focus of counseling. And then here we go.
Will
Okay.
you take persuasion?
I'll take persuasion. Okay. So generate 1 momentum. And now out to roll the actual work track. You'll go to your challenge dice up top next
Uh
to
huh.
the chevron, and you're gonna be rolling 7 challenge dice. 2 plus your relevant field.
What was that? Two plus my relevant field.
Yep. So 2 plus your medicine score. So it'll be 7 total.
Okay, gotcha. Is that good?
5. That's at least one breakthrough. And out of 14 work, we've done. Oh, there's one resistance. So you want to put that at. If you put the momentum into extra work to kind of overcome the resistance, and then we can get a breakthrough, and that will help.
All right, let's do that.
All right. So now we have a difficulty 2 task.
Okay, and everybody can roll again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's McCormick. Uh-oh. Let's see. How is it that I can re-roll those again?
I think determination is your only option here, and because you got no successes,
None of the other ones count.
mine and the counselors don't count until you can get a success.
So I want to use a determination here, don't I?
Is this timed, GM?
Not necessarily. So you can just us roll again, and you're not under any time pressure. If we were under time pressure, then you would have to start spending resources on it. But we'll just say that this shift, if you got distracted, some like 2 officers were. Yeah, two officers got some fairly serious broken bones, and that diverted your attention away from this project.
Somebody got hurt on the holodeck or something, maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So just go ahead and roll again then.
Yep. Go ahead and roll again.
And does that mean everybody rolls again?
Yeah.
Okay. Gosh, I'm having a heck of a time here tonight. And
You at least got 1.
Yeah. I think complication will have to stand.
Don't have anything specific for this, so I'm just gonna bank it. But you have your successes. You have 1 momentum on the table. Go ahead and roll 7 challenge dice again.
okay.
Oh, that's a good score. 7, 8. -1 for resistance, so +7. Which gets you up to 12 out of 14 work. And we're now at a difficulty 1 task. As you kind of have some representatives out of each department and kind of step up to be morale officers for their particular or departments.
Okay. So go ahead and roll again now.
Yep, another presence.
There's Hannah. No help there. And then does the captain gonna roll also?
Yep, Captain rolls.
Now, if I'm reading this right, that means we get a momentum off of that because we only had to have 1, right?
Correct. So
Hey,
you
I'm
now
starting to get this.
and you succeeded at that task, so 7 more work dice, and you should be good.
Speak too soon. I think that's enough there, though, isn't it?
Just barely.
Yeah.
By the skin of your teeth, because the resistance brings it down to 2, but you just need 2 to complete the work track. So, you find yourself kind of limited on resources. You wish you had XYZ, but this is a small ship, and you didn't have time to go to a space dock, but you're managing to get it done.
Okay.
And with that, you now have a standing advantage of crew morale.
Okay.
In fact, I will Note that here.
I have a question, GM.
Yes.
What was the time span of the whole Zorag incident, like our manhunt of him? Because how many days has it been since
Since
the leave from Earth?
yeah. You started this series on Stardate 54725 Mark 9. So current Stardate is 55037 minus. Oh, it's been 104 days since we've started this series, since the first episode.
So we've gone 100 days, and in that time we've visited Starbase at least 2 or 3 times.
It's been a couple times, yeah.
Yeah, and now we're gonna go 180 days without anyone leaving the ship.
I mean, it doesn't seem that crazy. Didn't the originally Enterprise A,
Well,
Enterprise A spent
yeah, they
5
spent
years without.
no, they spent they did a 5-year mission, but they were always going to planets and you know,
They were always going to planets and star
bases.
bases, and they were interacting with other humans. They were interacting with other friendly faces, during that time. It's quite unusual to have a, a, a starship out this far for this long. And actually looking into submarine in analogies, um, they can stay asubmerged, but they generally only stay asubmerged for 90 days at most. Some of
Which,
the
when you think about it, is a long time underwater.
some of the
Well,
crazier
submarines.
ones can go like
I don't
120 days, but most of that is limited by food supply, but some of that is limited by just the crew.
And another thing that I may be getting wrong, but I think I'm getting right, is you won't even be able to see the stars from like windows because of the cloak.
You can see the stars, but it'll be very distorted it from windows,
Yeah,
because
so
you can see out. Otherwise, a cloaked ship would be effectively blind. So
well, yeah, but I didn't know if you could like this. It was just the sensors could see out, or like you could also see visible light. Because we have a bunch of sensors that rely on things other than visible light.
mhm.
I mean, compared to submarines, we are not that compact, and if I recall, we have a crew of over 250.
You have a crew of over 250, but you're also like 200 meters long. So yeah, you definitely have a lot more elbow room than ye old standard submarine, which had no elbow room or even breathing room. Sometimes they didn't even have nose room.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the close quarters, we're a little relaxed on that, but um, yeah, uh, being having a bunch of people like locked in one place with no change in scenery for a long time is
Nothing to dismiss.
nothing to
Plus, us
dismiss.
also, the crew is very much aware that they are in enemy territory, alright, and one wrong move, and they could be in the fight for their lives, and that could be telling.
Well,
Well, I
I
have
mean, this is also a ship that fought in the Dominion War.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if most of the crew did though.
You would definitely have some veterans. There might be a a certain percentage of the service officers who who were originally on the ship, but most of the crew is new to this particular ship. But the Dominion War was 2 years ago, so most likely you yourself are a veteran of that war.
I don't think Archer is.
Archer's
Is
not.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, Archer joined during the Dominion War and graduated just as they were signing the treaty.
Oh, we need to start another war for Archer, though.
Yeah.
You might get the opportunity.
I mean, it's only fair. We got our wars. He needs his.
I mean, I think the only people on this ship who haven't fought in a war are all baby faced.
I mean, Elder doesn't have a beard. Does he count on his baby face?
I mean, Elder, I don't think can grow one because most of his face is scarred from plasma burns.
I mean, I think Eldon definitely looks his age.
Elder's not that old. He's only in his early 40s.
I have to step away. Again, I apologize. I'll be back as soon as possible, okay?
No, you do you.
No, you're fine. We got your rollout. But
All right, thank you.
All right, slight distraction. Action there. Meanwhile, Calder and Archer. Archer, are you back with us?
Affirmative.
All right. Calder, Archer has come with you with this pretty a crazy idea. Archer, if you want to explain in character what you want to attempt to do.
I'm waiting.
Yes, I believe we can warp and cloak our ion trail. Well, and if we're lucky, you may be able to cloak us and us not be detected.
I mean, I think even if we are warped, the only way they could find us is with a theta scan, like the Dominion can, which I don't think the Tholians have.
If you just jump out of a system, it's fairly easy to follow a warp trail. Warp trails do go cold after a certain amount of time. But if you can do a short warp jump just outside of someone's sensor's range and then cloak immediately and do a hard turn, or you might be able to miss someone's attempt to find you. As, oh, they went to warp, we're gonna jump after them. So it could be a way to kind of reset a battle scene and fight again, or just simply duck away and make repairs. So, Calder, what do you think of this plan in character?
might work. The could be helpful because we can't risk getting our senses hit again. Because if I recall, if they get hit again, bad things will happen.
Yeah, your sensors will be damaged at that point, and it'll make sensor rolls more difficult. But as you're discussing this, Archer has actually made a holographic representation of the bridge, and the intention was for you to drill this maneuver so that way, if you wanted to pull it off, you could pull it off a bit easier.
Okay, I'll humor you and do this.
Okay. In reality, a what he's planning on doing would essentially, if you were in combat, it would just have to be two different task rolls. Else he would have to warp jump, and then you would have to keep the initiative, and you engage the cloak.
Okay.
But for our fun and games, we're gonna have extended task roll to represent, and you guys drilling this. Text. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so the two of you working in together. This is going to be difficulty 3, magnitude 3, resistance 3, and Archer is going to be rolling daring con, and Calder is going to be doing, cloak is control security.
Will we have the ship do the assist for the cloak?
Yes, the ship will be assisting with engine security all around, just to kind of represent and this whole thing together. Granted, the ship itself is not doing it, but the ship's computer. But it's simulating it. And Calder will lead in on this because as doing a short warp jump, is kind of known. Doing a short warp jump and a cloak at the same time is kind of a bit much.
Okay, I think we murdered this.
Yeah. So we're looking 2, 4, 6, 8 out of 3. So you're topped off on momentum. Calder can roll 7 challenge dice. Would you
I'm
like to?
spending one. Yes, I'm spending a momentum.
You sure? All right. 1, 2, 5, 6. With 3 resistance, but if you spend 1 momentum, you can and get
Yeah, I'm
piercing and
going-
all that.
Yeah, I'm getting piercing.
It's 1 piercing per effect, right, Winchester?
Say again.
You spend 1 momentum and it applies +1 piercing per effect. X rolled.
No. Piercing is always 1 momentum to resistance.
Okay.
Yeah, the only effects only matter for extended tasks if you have a talent, and those are almost all related to engineering or medicine or social stuff.
Okay. So you have 4 work done, but you're not quite getting that at breakthrough, unless you want to put 1 more momentum down for or an extra work,
Let's do that.
or 1 momentum down for 2. Yeah, I think that's a better play.
Yeah, okay.
That gets you up to 5 work, 1 breakthrough. Part of the problem and with this is that you're kind of demanding a lot of power from the ship all at once. So the cloak is quite demanding. The warp drive is the most demanding thing on the ship. So, being able to balance and stat all out at once is kind of a challenge. But you now have a difficulty 2 task.
You okay? So that's 1 momentum.
2 momentum.
Oh yeah, forgot.
And challenge dice.
I'll spend a momentum to roll those 3 dice.
Okay. There we go. 1, 2, 4, 8. 1 breakthrough.
Will we have another breakthrough if we spend some momentum to get piercing? What? Yeah, breakthrough.
No, you want to get another breakthrough. Because piercing's only bringing you down. You have 8 on the board. Resistance brings that down to 5. So, getting rid of the resistance will only bring you up to 8.
Even if we spend 2, because it looks like we could spend up to 2 momentum to get rid of 2 resistances.
Yeah, that would only get you up to 8 work total for this round.
Okay, so yeah, I think we're good.
All right, and now the difficulty 1 task. As you figure that out, you're getting your timings down.
That is 3, so we get 1 float.
You do indeed. And the challenge dice roll. Use that at 1 float to reroll.
Yep.
Okay, so 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just what you need. As after drilling on the holodeck for hours, as you manage to get your timing down, and you're feeling pretty good about pulling that off. If you two kind of figure out each other's body language and and what to say at what time. And you're confident that in case of emergencies, you could pull this off without complications.
Okay, that's good.
Anything else you want to do in the scene?
Unless Calder, well, unless Elder wants to, well, Archer wants to do something.
No, I do not.
You okay?
Archer's crazy, easy attack pattern at a ninja works. New scene as we cut to engineering. Maddox, you've probably been busy the last couple of days doing final system checks, silencing any stray EM emissions you might have. I'm checking over the EPS systems aims to keep the cloak on continuously for a while.
Absolutely.
Anything in particular or that you would like to look into before you hit the border?
If you don't have anything, can I suggest something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do some calibrations or fine tuning to the sensors so we have some form of advantage on them.
Sounds good.
I'm sorry. What was Asthmatics calibrating?
Sensors, or at least improve them in a way with engineering to at least have some form of advantage.
Okay. We can make this a simple control engineering difficulty. Normally it would be 2. I'm gonna be a little mean. It's a difficulty 3 roll. Oh, because of the existing damage into the sensors, it's kind of finicky. But if you make a difficulty 3 roll, you would have advantage for the episode for sensor rolls.
I will definitely use 1 momentum for an extra die.
All right.
And I'll use my cautious engineering to re-roll the 1.
All right. There we go. Gain that momentum back. As takes a little bit. It's a little bit more difficult. Because as your sensors have been impacted, they're still functional. They're just a little on edge, but you manage to calibrate them enough that you can use that advantage to decrease the difficulty of either decrease the difficulty or resistance of any sensor rolls for the episode. And with that, cross us over the border. Oh, that's a bit much. Try the song. Yep, that's the song I want. All right. You approach the Tholian in border. You are in blue alert since you are cloaked. And actually, about
This is more of a teal alert looking here.
Yeah, I mean, I think we would pretty much turn the alert off after like 2 minutes because we don't need to fly
yeah,
on.
yeah. You don't need the klaxon on blue alert for 6 months. So
Even 4.
4 months. Yeah. All right, that line's not there. But as you approach the system, your cloak is thoroughly engaged. You see the one planet and a ring of asteroids is cutting across space as far as your sensors can go. And every once in a while they're interrupted by an asteroid, and there's a bright blue beam cutting through space, intersecting all of them.
I'm guessing this is a border defense system from the looks of it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll have to scan it.
One crew support to bring Tolik to the bridge.
What's the roll?
Reason science, difficulty 2, assisted by ship's sensor science. Bring it down to difficulty 1.
I'll take a stab at it. Spend 1 for momentum.
All right. And the ship's assist. As indeed, this is some sort of tachyon on network, or that seems to span and as far as your sensors can go. And interesting enough, this planet here is Class Y, which everyone on the bridge know. Oh, that is the Tholians' natural environment, and totally hostile to humanoid life.
How? What are the dimensions of each beam?
Several. From node to node. Oh, you're talking in several million in kilometers. But the thickness it attenuates to about 10 kilometers thick. And there is a rhythm to pulses alongside it.
I guess we'll scan the demon planet then.
All right. From this range, or do you want to get closer?
guess we'll get closer.
Yeah, you're looking at difficulty 4, or to get a good detailed scan. But if you can get within in long range of it, you can bring that down to difficulty 2.
And bring that down to difficulty 1 because of our sensors.
If you want to apply the, if you want to apply both bonuses.
Yeah, I mean, there's no downside.
Okay. So from long range away, you slowly bring the ship into orbit. Actually, Archer, give me a control con roll. Oh, difficulty 1 and complication in 3 to bring the ship into orbit of this planet.
I would like to spend a momentum.
All right. And the ship helps with engines con.
Also, with my cautious con, re-rolling one of those complications.
Okay. Da-da-da-da. So you gained 2 momentum, and you have 1 complication on the table. Would you like to squash?
My vote is on yes.
Archer?
I would like to squash.
Excellent. As you maneuver the ship closer to the planet, you realize that the pulsing alongside the tachyon on beams are actually tachyon on bursts that are flailing out hundreds of millions of kilometers from the beam, and they're just random rapid pulse, and one of them kind of dings you and kind of and there's a little bit of scariness as with a cloak getting ready to fail, but Archer manages to pull the ship away, and the cloak stabilizes. So, slight moment of panic there, as you get too close to the grid, but you manage to find a relatively safe spot where the pulses won't hit you. Whether or not they saw anything off that burst, you're not sure. But now that we're in position, reason science difficulty 1, assisted by ship sensor science, and that's with the 2 sensor advantages.
Taking momentum. Spend 2 to quash.
All right. And the ship roll. Oh, ship assist with sensor science. I need to specify that. Gain 1 momentum back. I'll just take the first one. As indeed it appears to be a Tholian outpost on the northern hemisphere air of this planet, and there's one on either side of the planet that seems to be emitting the tachyon beams from one side to the other. The northern one, the northern hemisphere air one, seems to have more of the personality. The southern hemisphere is more of a repeat station.
I got an idea. Can we use that one momentum to figure out if one of these stations has life forms on them?
You may indeed spend that momentum, and there are 30 Tholian life forms on the northern station. There are 5 on the southern station, and there are various other or non-humanoid life forms along the surface, but they're not registering as anything important. It's life, Jim, but not as we know it.
Well, and I think we like catalog this and then just go around.
All right. To explain the Google Docs sheet, I have pinned in the Discord or chat. This will be your catalog of things that you find and advantages is you've picked up along the way. Every time you discover something, or you get schematics next to a ship, or you find a key location, and you can record it on the sheet yourself. And at the end of the arc, if and when you survive and make it back to Starbase 21, you can hand this in to Admiral Nia, who will then hand this to the rest of the 10th Fleet as potential advantages the other ships in the fleet could use if and when the Tholians go to active war.
What kind of energy did you say those beams were again?
Tachyon. And they seem to have repeater stations and on asteroids.
I think just a small note right now. We don't actually know what it's for, and we can't really stop to like go down to the planet and investigate. So
Well, I mean, there's a chance that this defense system could hinder our travels because of the length of how.
not really. It's only 10 like kilometers thick. Like we could just like point the ship down, travel several million miles, come, then come across. Like this beam does not. The space is three-dimensional and massive. This beam is not going to stop us from going anywhere.
Yeah, very much so. This is more cuts across us like normal galactic plane, but yeah, you can easily hop over the fence, so to speak.
Oh, okay.
Because getting an actual tachyon grid it's set up is expensive and extensive, and it takes a lot of work because, well, space is big, really big. You wouldn't believe how mind-bogglingly huge it is.
Yeah, so I think we'll just go around and continue on.
All right. Archer, or let's do you can either do this control or daring contract, difficulty E2, to navigate around this.
What would be the difference in control or daring?
Control, you're being a lot more careful with it. Daring, you're doing it faster, and it could save some time. You could theoretically clear this system within an hour instead of 4 hours.
What do you say, Captain?
What are the options again?
Daring engineering to get through this quickly, or control engineering to take it slow and steady. But we're talking a difference between in 3 or 4 hours, possibly 6 hours if you run into anything, versus 1 hour if you just Leroy Jenkins over this thing.
Yeah, just take it slow.
Assisted by ship's engines con.
What is the difficulty?
Difficulty 3. Actually, I'll be nice. Bring it down to 2. You know it's there, and you kind of know its properties. Assisted by ship's engine con. And the ship assist. Excellent. You gain 1 momentum as you, just as a captain ship, tip your ship if southward, or fly down at an angle to avoid the burst. And once you're clear of them, tip your way up at a shallow angle and continue into Tholian space. You appear to pass border patrol undetected. And new scene. As you guys are now out here just inside of Tholian space, do you just want to head straight south, or what course heading would you like to go?
I think we're like traveling a little bit so that we're kind of in the middle of the long branch of Tholian space and then heading to the first point of interest.
Okay, so you travel deeper into Tholians in space. And for the most part, for the past couple days of travel, there is very little of interest. As couple gaseous anomalies, some interesting uninhabited star systems, and but no ships as of yet. 6 days into your journey of relatively tense, awkward, or silence, and doing routine in stuff, trying to keep yourself busy as there's nothing of military interest is in the area. You finally come across something of interest, as in the middle of nowhere you find a small flotilla of Tholian vessels. They're way off on extreme sensor range.
I think we should get closer and take a look.
Alright, populating the map. Why are things being stretched? That's weird. Oops. That's what happens when we put things on the wrong layer. As on screen you see three you see three looks like cargo vessels being towed out by a larger scale 5 craft that has been severely damaged and has active hull breaches. And then these two are orbiting around and orbiting around and doing a pick and patrol around the ship, as this one is venting plasma. And there's occasional comms chatter between these ships.
Any chance we can know what they're talking about?
That would be an encryption and check. Intercept comms. Insight engineering. Difficulty is gonna be 2, assisted by ship's communication security.
We believe in ematics.
I'm sorry.
We need you to do a engineering check to crypt some stuff.
Yeah, as there is some Tholian comm chatter going through. And tuning in the comm array to the specific frequency, it will help gain in a lock on that.
All right, I'll burn one momentum for an extra die.
All right. And the ship assists with comm security.
I got that.
Two momentum gained. General idea of the message is are keeping time with each other and asking for repair their updates, and they're keeping tabs on and they're keeping a lookout out for the enemy or the intruder. Circle, circle, circle.
Sounds like they're looking for us.
Maybe not.
I don't think so because these don't look like the Tholian ships.
They're not. Well, before we get there, bending into threat, as this one's patrol path takes it daringly close to your ship. And you guys are going to be doing. Oh goodness! I believe in you. I believe in you, tiny ship. Nope. As the ship gets daringly close as to you, it pauses. It seems to pause for a second, and it does throw out sensor scans in your direction, but then it moves on.
I was gonna say can we spend one of those momentums to at least know more details about these intruders they're talking about?
They're not being specific about the intruders. They just keep referring to them as the intruders. For one momentum, I'll give you some more information on that.
You think that's a good spend?
Go for it.
Yeah.
The translation matrix X is kind of flagging intruder. There's some connotation in there that it is unknown. I mean, it's like it's kind of intruder, but it's implying a specific type of intruder, but doesn't quite translate into English. And there's something specific that they're attempting to say, but the translation matrix is just not quite catching it because there's so little known of the Tholian language. And it could be that they're speaking in code and thieves can't, and using like pseudonyms and stuff. Anything else you would like to do?
How about figure out where they going?
Nowhere yet.
Well, I meant where would they be taking these?
Nowhere yet. They're not moving, so you don't have any trajectory to go off of.
Should we back up a tad bit and see see which way they'd be going?
You could back up.
Well,
So, like, you mean go to where they just came from?
well, I meant maybe fly back a bit so we don't get another close encounter like last time. Part of me wants to see if we can figure out what's inside those, but I'm afraid if we try and scan it, they'll know we're here.
Couldn't they possibly detect a change in direction on our part too?
Nope, they don't know we're here.
So, do you want to back off and look at them from afar, or do you want to get closer and see what's up?
Captain?
Um. Uh. Yeah, I don't think we should take too many large risks just yet.
Maddox, give me a insight engineering roll. As you're looking at this damaged ship. These small wedge ones are scale 2, and this larger one, let me check. I think it was scale 5. The large one is scale 5. And it's the large central ship that appears to be damaged. Insight plus NG. Insight engineering difficulty 2 to see if you notice something.
I'll burn 1 momentum for an extra die.
All right. Turn it back. As it appears that the larger vessel has taken significant phaser air damage and has multiple breaches. As long as hull, but it's been slowly repaired, and you estimate maybe another day or two it would be underway.
Are we talking about Federation phasers, or are we talking about some other?
Yeah, can we analyze those phaser signatures?
Reason science and difficulty 2. Assisted by ship sensor science. With the advantage is and your sensors. Yeah, this should just be a free roll at this point.
That ship someone do Tolek.
I think we're gonna need him this episode, so someone might as well activate him.
We already did.
Oh, okay.
We have to activate a player character that isn't on session.
Yeah, because when he's not here, or his Tolik acts like a NPC.
Got it.
What are we doing for Tolk again?
Reason science. As indeed, that appears to be a Federation and phaser signature.
Whoa.
For momentum, can we get the type of phaser used? Like, is this a type? Is this something that's only found on dedicated like patrol and combat vessels, or was this maybe a long-range science vessel that had maybe, you know, because there's different size, like there's type 10s and there's, you know, smaller phasers.
Yeah. I would say that this appears to have been a Type 10 and phaser or on a Scale 5 ship.
Is that like Starbase level, or is that?
No, that's slightly bigger than us. Say like a Prometheus or an Akira.
Prometheus or Akira.
I think those are basically it. I mean, I think
Luna.
there's also, yeah, Luna. There's not going to be terribly many Lunas with that kind of phaser power.
Yeah. Captain, you're kind of on the right track.
Can we? Is there an insight command to see if there's any ship that could have been here in the time? I mean, I don't even know if I should ask for a roll. I think I could just say that from what we know, there's no Federation ship.
You are
that kind of power.
You would be correct. Officially, from the last reports you know of Starfleet, it has been very hands-off with the Tholians and taking a step back from the borders. The last ship that crossed over was the USS Tenshi a couple weeks ago, but that was for a humanitarian rescue mission, and that was
and they didn't fire.
They didn't fire a shot, and they were way south of you.
But they are the right size.
They are the right size.
So, is it possible to do some kind of like insight roll just to see my knowledge of their captain, if he's likely to have shot at anybody without saying anything? Like, if this was maybe hush hush, or there's something else going on here.
Yeah, because, you know, there's nothing that says they didn't maybe send another ship in here that we've just not been made aware of.
Well, I don't think, to our knowledge, there is no other ship that could get here.
Well, we don't necessarily know where they've towed this from either, though.
Oh, we know it was recent.
That would be Insight Command. You haven't actually been face to face with a Tholian, but you're familiar with this report, so difficulty 2.
Plus, compartmentalization is a standard tactic when intelligence is doing this type of information gathering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the standard order for old Starfleet vessels was as do not cross the border, do not fire upon Tholian in ships if approached by Tholian in vessels, else back away, slowly.
We're also the other thing to consider,
here we are.
Even at high warp, it would take you 30 days from Federation space to get where we are. And you would need a cloak to get this deep into Tholian space without causing a war. So, unless they towed this from the border.
Well, that's you literally just took the words right out of my mouth. I'm like, aren't we right on the border?
We're not. We're
No, you
Oh.
you traveled from 7 days from the border, so you're
Oh, okay.
probably a
Well-
good 20 light years deep.
Oh,
well,
okay.
that was from the Tholian border, but from the Federation Tholian border, we're
Yeah.
like 30 days away.
Let's
What was the roll?
inside command, but I'll show you on this map.
Take it.
You guys are up here. The Tenchi was like operating down here. So you're definitely way out of bounds.
Ping that again. I didn't see it there.
You guys are up here,
Right.
way down here.
Oh, in Tholian space though.
Yeah, they
were allowed to go in for that
They-
one mission.
they were allowed to go in for that one mission for humanitarian aid, which is
Okay.
kind of their shtick.
Gotcha. Okay.
And from our position to there at high warp is
A long time.
yeah, it's well over 30 days.
Okay. All right.
Is it 30 days? Let me count.
I know it was 30 days from our position to Federation space. We're not that much closer.
Yeah, 30 squares airs away, so 30 days of high warp. Which the Nebula and the Steam Runner have equivalent warp drives, so. Yeah, as far as you know of Athatin, and he's very much for the preservation of life, saving as many people as possible. He's on a search and rescue vessel essentially. He didn't get that outpost because he's trigger happy.
Okay.
He will like scratch at people and bat them around if they threaten innocent lives, but usually that's more of posturing and I don't want to say bluffing, but more of just aggressive posturing.
One last question. And how do we know? I mean, really know that there's not another cloak-equipped Federation ship?
Because it's illegal, and we only did it because we instituted high-level diplomatic talks with the Romulans to let us do it. So, unless and that was the first time we've ever done that. So, unless some other crew has recently petitioned the Romulan government, which would be something we'd hear about, it would have to be illegal.
Okay.
Which would basically mean that we're not going to have any information on it, because if they're going to do something like that, they're not going to tell us about it.
Which what we're doing right now is illegal. Being here is
questionably illegal.
Yeah, I mean we had orders to come here, so.
Yeah, I'm just saying that for an ends to meet the gain kind of thing.
Well, for it to be illegal, we'd have to have some kind of legal framework with the Tholians. I don't know that we have any treaties with the Tholians that govern things like that.
Not really. EU have some diplomatic sway with them, but it's basically you don't break my nose, I don't break your nose. It was very casual. Oh, and Tholians are extremely xenophobic, so they had nothing along the lines of, here's actions for your ships to follow while in our space, because your ships aren't allowed in our space. If we find Federation ships in our space without our knowledge, we'll just destroy them.
In that case, Doctor, we might be breaking Tholian laws. We're not breaking any of Starfleet's laws or regulations.
Okay. I just trying to throw out some options there that of what might explain this. So.
But yeah, as far as you can figure out, Winchester, and I double checked the logs, and with the captains, the Tenchi didn't even report or firing their phasers the entire time they were within Tholian space.
Alright, I want to run a database search on all encountered groups that have made use of Federation phasers and that have been verified to have access to ships the size we're talking about. So we're not talking about the Maquis, because the Maquis have never had anything larger than scale 2 or scale 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to look, because that can't be a very long list. I don't even
So
know if there's anyone on that list.
So you're cross-referencing in people who would use Federation phasers and scale 5 ships.
Yeah, and that have ever been spotted. So maybe that, I'm not talking about, maybe there was one time the Romulans used a captured ship or something, so that would appear on the list. But not just the official, but anytime we've seen them do it.
So, expand it to even rumored?
No, not rumored. Just if we've seen the Klingons steal a Federation, freighter that was scale 5, and that had a couple of, very unlikely, but had a couple of large phasers installed on it, that would show up on the list, even though the Klingons don't regularly use that kind of thing.
Okay.
Just in case, because. So I want confirmed cases, but even kind of outliers too, even if it's
confirmed
not normal.
cases, or even outliers. Okay.
Yeah.
Reason and con or command.
Does Archer have a focus in ship identification? Because that can help. I don't know. That's something that flight officers take sometimes. I don't think you do.
No, I do not. Also, quick question.
Yes.
Cannons, arrays, or banks?
Unable to tell. Oh, based on the damage.
Yeah, those are.
If you had the gun with you, you could tell what type it was, but looking at the bullet hole, it's a bit more difficult. Computers. Yeah, that's about diff 3. And
I'm gonna. Okay, then I will. I'll ask Archer to run that through the ship's identification system.
We don't acknowledge the Kelvin timeline in this, do we?
We don't know about it, I don't think.
Okay.
We don't know about it, and the fracture point hasn't happened yet, so. Go ahead, Ed Archer.
But, I mean, it could be something other dimensional.
Whoops.
Would sensor imaging work as a focus?
You'd have to sell me on it.
We're using the imaging gotten from the sensors to build a... Oh, what would you call it?
A model?
Yes, a model of the ship.
Yeah, I'll allow it. Oh, you, no, that's a nat 20.
Is it possible I could use Spirit of Discovery to be able to quash that?
Yeah, you can earn Spirit of Discovery and gain 3 momentum, which will gain you an extra one. And then the computers help. Computers con. Oof. Anything you want to do with that? That complication? 2 momentum to squash it?
That's possible.
Alright. Calling list now. It'll appear on Discord. 1 moment. Nope, I was changing it. Alright, list is populated.
Where did you say you were adding it? I don't see it in Discord.
I sent to Archer's messages so we can read it.
Oh, okay.
It seems that it could be the Cardassians, the Klingons, which have not used phasers in hundreds of years. The Mirror Universe reportedly used phasers, but at last knowledge, it is no longer. Civilian terrorists hijacking a starship, Federation, or Bajoran nationalists are all other possibilities.
Can you paste that list?
Yep. Yeah, I was kind of going through like, who would use phasers? The list appears on screen. As mentioned, the Cardassians did use phasers, but they're kind of defunct. Well, they're not defunct. Their military power is low because they're still recovering from the Dominion War and paying reparations and such. Klingons have.
And there's a lot of space and at least one small state in between them and the Tholians, so there's no reason for them to be out here.
Mm-hmm. So we could probably cross Cardassians off the list.
I mean, is Cardassian's military power low? Because I think that was the only thing
Yeah.
affected during the Dominion War near the end.
No, yeah, they're still rebuilding.
Well, yeah. Well, I meant compared to the rest of the damages to Cardassia, the military took the lightest.
No, I mean they engaged in several battles that they lost.
Yeah, they lost a military engagement in orbit of Cardassia, and also their
They
state
lost.
is also redirecting funds from military to civilian, and
They also lost a lot, I think, in Operation Return. They were one of the main. It was them. They provided like half the ships that were there for the Dominion.
and Federation, and also nearly exclusively targeted Cardassian ships during that because, well, we knew we could piss them off.
That being said, the only time that we've ever encountered the mirror universe in canon, well, there's been 2 times. One in fleet canon, one in TV canon. In TV canon, it was the Tholians which made it possible.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might not be in the episode. They do say it's a rift, but I don't know if they actually call it out. That's something from Enterprise.
Yes, it was the Tholians.
Yeah, but we don't know that because it was the mirror Tholians that did it.
I will say that intelligence reports will say that Tholians are aware of interdimensional travel and timelines, and they're reportedly sensitive into that kind of stuff. You're not sure if that's just technologically sensitive or biologically sensitive, but just their language and speech and encounters with other people tends to indicate that, oh, they're aware of other timelines. That's kind of weird, but okay. It's even part of their speech pattern.
Then I think our top suspects are either they have some kind of terrorist / freedom fighter thing going on, and somehow Federation weapons are coming across the border, or I don't know why the Bajorans would be here. Bajor is so far away from here.
Yeah, but I mean, Bajoran, there are some unrest. There's reported unrest on Bajor, or of a small faction of people who are upset about joining the Federation because we just got out of control of one major government. Why should we?
They would be, yeah, but they wouldn't be a problem here.
No, they have no skin in the game, so to speak.
So it's either they have a rebellion going on, or they started some shenanigans and brought over either a Federation ship from another time, or from a Federation ship from another dimension.
Yeah. As for what Dr. Bog said, the Pegasus project was hush all the way through, so you wouldn't have access to that information. That was buried deep.
I thought it came out at the end.
Did it?
They told the Romulans.
They told
the Romulans found out about it, so I figured it became like a news thing.
I haven't actually seen that episode in a while. I was under the assumption that they kind of buried that.
Yeah, the episode ended with Picard telling the Romulan ship that that a Federation ambassador would be in touch with the Romulan consulate regarding the details of that.
In that case, yes, this would be a common knowledge, or at least a Starfleet knowledge. So, interphasic cloaks are a thing. Again, the legality of that is it fringes on the edge of the Treaty of Algernon, which was kind of the point. But there's also the safety issue.
Yeah, I mean, but to our knowledge, there was only one ever built, and it's not in service. So it would have like
they have to pull that project off mothballs, and also, the Pegasus was a no-berth, which is scale 3, and a glass cannon.
Well, the Pegasus was not instrumental to the use of the device. The device was only like the size of like a small lunch cooler kind of thing. Like it was maybe like what, 2 feet, a 2-foot cylinder with a diameter of like 6 inches. It was like, and it could be easily plugged into the Enterprise, so that the scale doesn't really come into it.
So they could have pulled that at Project Out mothballs. As for scanning for ion trails, let's do a reason science in difficulty 2. And with your with your, you know what? I'll raise the difficulty 3. Just so you actually have to roll for this. Because you have 2 advantages, and this brings down your difficulty to 0. I spent 2 threat. It's difficulty 1. Hey, we ignore that complication. But not that one.
We need to get some momentum generated.
As they've been sitting in this space for several days now. Also, the only ion trails are the small craft circling about. But as you scan for that, this ship kind of reacts to it and starts moving closer. And they seem to be heading straight for you. You have 2 rounds before they get within close range.
I'm going to order us to turn off all non-essential systems, including cells. That way, even if it was possible to scan through the cloak, there would be almost no energy readings.
Okay. That would be Ematics doing a control engineering to bring down all the energies. Control or daring engineering. I'll let you decide on that. Difficulty 3. Assisted by ice ship's engines engineering.
Well, I will assume that my starship power system's focus will come down to bearing here.
Absolutely. As you start breaking down power systems, our deflector dish is just still charged, and it's just gonna simply take too much time to fully discharge it before this shifts on top of you. So you don't quite hush all the energy signatures. You can try again at increased difficulty, or you can try one other roll.
Yeah, like our only other option here is to move or leave, and that could give a trail that we could follow. So I think we should try again and pour some resources into it.
What about warping with leaving no ion trail?
It's impossible, all as the nacelles warp space time. There's an ion trail.
Should we spend a support point to get a crew member?
We can. It's whatever resources Maddox needs.
Crew support, or could it help? You could spend a determination off the bat to get it +2. You could give me threat for extra dice.
Yeah, I could. I'll use a determination.
To which value?
Well, I think this is a pinch, so do the engineering specs guidelines when in a pinch.
This is definitely a pinch. I will allow it. And the ship? The ship resist? There we go. 1 momentum. As a quick bit of clever thinking, and you force the deflector dish into a rapid power down mode, and you shunt some extra coolant in the system, and because the deflector dish is attached the way it is, you actually manage to shunt the power up through the nacelles, through the pylons, and back into the warp core. So you are successfully a no energy signature. And come on, little guy, what do you see? Yeah, essentially. Oh wait, that's the wrong chip. I need the little guy. Come on, little guy. I believe in you. Uh, tense few seconds. Some sensor pings off your cloak, and nothing happens. It slowly backs off, and this one circles all around. They're no longer going to be in contact. They're no longer trying to approach you. So, do you want to take any actions?
I think you can hold until they're out of the way. And I'll call down to the engineering and say, congratulations, Commander Maddox. Good work with the power management there.
It was my pleasure, Captain.
As these two ships get into formation. Elder, give me insight command difficulty E2. And Calder, you can assist with insight security.
Take it through. Is related in any way to Starboard Tactical Systems?
Yes.
Or is this related?
This is Starboard Shipboard Tactical Systems. Two momentum. As... Ooh. The two ships touch bums, and a golden thread it appears between them.
Oh, this means we need to be moving.
Yeah, and you just shut off all your power. So you can only move at maneuvering thrusters unless you can and get your power systems back on. And this is going to be a time challenge as you're trying to fix this before or they can and assemble the web around you. I need text. This.
That would create whole new problems.
Yeah. Quantum torp will cause all sorts of problems. So.
Arto, should we spend that coup point now?
Yeah. You spent a lot of time shutting down your systems, and now you have to get them back. For every turn you take, they're gonna take a turn assembling in the web, and it's kind of a race to the finish. Cause
yeah, I'm going to electively spend a support point so we could get get Arto. I think it's his second or third time being used after 2 goals.
okay.
So does that mean we could give him an upgrade or not?
Just a quick question. Does the advantage of crew morale help us with any extra rolls or getting any kind of extras?
That would be a good point. I will allow you to use that advantage to either decrease the resistance or the difficulty in this task.
Let's decrease the difficulty.
Okay. And this is daring engineering.
Okay. Arto has a focus of troubleshooting. I'm guessing that'll work.
Yeah, I'll accept it. And who's taking the main role?
I think it's safe to say that's mine.
Yep.
And what's the ship building?
Engines engineering. Just barely. All right. Roll me a 7 challenge dice, Ismatics, as you try to get the systems back online. Rushing it. 1, 8. So 6 work done. We have 1 breakthrough and 1 magnitude down. Now it's their turn. 15. All right. I'm gonna spend a threat for a third dice. No. But as they start encircling you, and your ship sheet, it loses its 2 power as the Tholian web starts draining power from your systems. So now it becomes a fight of not only powering on the systems, but trying to put more power in that the web can get out. But with that crit fail, I'll say You have one less resistance this turn.
Okay.
And it is now your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna burn a momentum for an extra die this time.
Alright. For 5 on a difficulty. So you gain 3 momentum. And 7 challenge dice, please.
I think I want to re-roll those 4.
1 momentum to reroll. Six.
Maybe spend a momentum to add some piercing.
Actually, you just get it because you have 6 there, and the resistance was brought down by 1 for this turn, so you gain 5.
Okay.
Just gonna roll the slat. As the web continues to build around your general vicinity, but they're encircling a large area, so no additional power is lost. It is now your turn.
I will be burning 1 more momentum for an extra die.
Alright. Two, 4, 6 on a difficulty 2. Roger. So you have 3 float.
Use 1 to re-roll.
Alright.
4.
1 to reroll.
Could I, well, could I burn one of those floating momentums for piercing on the 1?
Yep. So that will give you 6. So that is another breakthrough. Ooh, power systems are coming back online. You almost got the nacelles charged, and you're kind of pulling some daring engineering actions that it would probably make your professors flinch. And ooh, excellent. As the web continues to grow. And the ship loses 2 power. Alright, it is now your turn.
1 for an extra die again.
Yep. And we're down to diff 1.
So that's 4 momentum.
And all the float. Oh, possible 7 challenge dice, and you're almost there. Yeah, 17 out of 22 work.
I'll burn 1 to re-roll the 4.
Alright.
And burn 1 for piercing.
Alright, so 1.
Possible.
Eight.
We could spend 2 to get a momentum on flying out of here.
You can spend 2 momentum right now and get a swift task. It has to warp out.
What do you think, Elder?
Sure.
Yeah.
As with that, all systems are online and you're green across the board. As the web is slowly closing in. As our gap is slowly closing in on you. Daring Con, difficulty 4, complication 3, assisted by ship's engines con.
May I recommend spending all the dice?
And Captain, you can assist with the direct if you want to be heroic.
Okay.
Archer, you have the ball.
I will use all the momentum and give you 1 threat.
I don't think we need to dip into threat. I'm gonna give you a guaranteed 2 successes.
Okay, then I'll use 3 of the momentum.
1, 2, 3 momentum. As you're activating your pike.
Yep.
And the ship. Excellent. As 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 4. As you generate a whole bunch of momentum, you have 1 float.
About those ion trails.
What ion trails? As... Oh, where did I put it?
Attack pattern ninja?
Attack pattern ninja.
Never mind, I didn't make the difficulty anyway.
Plus, you're already cloaked. As you guys rocket it out of the web just as it closes is behind you. So 2 momentum as you manage to mask your ion trail. How much power are you dumping into this warp jump?
All but one.
Which would be how much?
6.
6, and we have to roll 6 challenge dice to see how many we get back, if I'm correct.
Yep.
We get 3 back, so we're at 4.
And let's see. Did you guys notice? Maybe you guys noticed? Text of cloak ship going out of warp. Nope. As you guys managed to slip away.
Correction, when I scanned for ion trails, I did make the difficulty.
Oh, there were no ion trails as they've been sitting in this same space for days.
Okay.
Any ion trails of them approaching or any ion trails of a ship approaching have decayed. And how far out do you warp out?
I think we'll just go go half a light year and then turn back on our course and resume course.
All right. Okay, I think I dragged you guys off screen. All right, you managed to go a half light year. And you guys escaped the Tholian web. New scene? And you resume your previous course. To get a half light year, it's probably about you're talking like 2 hours, or is at warp to get a half light year. And finally, the heart rates come down, and you resume on your normal course.
Yep.
So the fact that they went after us, does that mean that they spotted us then?
It's unknown. It could have just been them reacting of, hey, I find something here, let's web it just in case. As you...
Looks like someone's gonna get a bonk on the head.
Yeah, probably. Alright, yep, you're on course. What would you like to do?
Just continue on. Warp 6, doing the scans.
Are we still on our way to that first point of interest, or have we already went there?
You're still on your way into the point of interest. It's probably gonna take you a couple weeks to get there. So you're on your way, for a day or two. Nothing unusual all happens, but you are picking up some picket patrols along on the western edge. These picket patrols appear to be two small craft and one and scale 5 craft, just basically pacing back and forth along the borders. They are interspersed about a sector apart, so 20 light years apart. And these are behind the tachyon fence. But interesting enough is you're finding some patrols way inside of Tholian space as well.
We're finding what inside of Tholian space?
Picket patrols well inside Tholian space. So you're finding patrols here, but you're also finding patrols here and here, almost as if they're doing a grid across their entire space.
I feel like landing. Should we try and pick up our pace with our patrols?
I don't think they're looking for us. They're looking for whoever was attacking them.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, but that is concerning in of itself because that means that they've got a better chance of spotting us as well.
Yeah, that's my point too.
I want to continue right now because I want to find out what they're looking for.
Okay. A few more or days pass. Doctor, go ahead and give me a reason or insight medicine roll. Difficulty 3 to check in on the crew.
A difficulty 3?
Mm-hmm. Well,
right,
actually, it'd be difficulty 2 because you already have your programming set.
I'm going to go ahead and have Miss McCormick help me as well.
Okay.
Does that generate 2 momentum for us?
Yes, it does.
Nice.
As there are several crew members that are kind of shaken at such a close call, but you schedule some therapy appointments with them and then talk them out and organize our first tennis tournament.
Burn off some of that. Well, the holodeck.
Uh,
Burn off some nervous energy.
Yes, that is definitely advised. He wants to participate in the tennis tournament.
I think Elder will give it a go.
All right.
In fact, I think Elder is going to put out a friendly challenge to Commander Maddox.
He's AFK right now, I think.
Oh, then Dr. Bach.
I accept.
All right. Yeah, this would be probably control. Oh, huh. I'm not sure how to do this. Fitness security? Yeah, let's do fitness security.
Ooh, that's not good for me.
I would like to spend a momentum to treat Boggs is security at S5.
Nice. As Calder is literally in your corner, or giving you tips and tricks on how to do this.
Excellent, thank you, because he's looking pretty nervous right now. Like, what did I get myself into?
Even though tennis is not his forte, he is still helping you.
I mean, you're familiar with hand-to-hand and combat, so some of the things fit in. As
Boxing
it's
and tennis are so much the same thing.
So how do I just go in and change my security to 5 temporarily?
you could just use your medicine score or at 5, and we'll just say, yep, that's totally your security score now.
Wait, how did he get a security of 5?
Calder's helping him. Calder uses collaboration.
Okay.
We got 6. This is too fun to.
Would you take a focus in endurance?
Yeah, because tennis is definitely an endurance game.
Oh yeah.
Dr. Bog, would you like to use any focuses?
I don't know that I've got much here.
You can use any of Calder's focuses.
Oh, Calder, do you have a focus? Did you want to give the doctor?
I have combat tactics. This is so dumb, and I love it.
I'll accept that at complication 2.
What about would biology? Biology wouldn't have anything to do with this. Okay.
If it was something like biomechanics or physical therapy.
Okay.
Take.
If I was ornery enough, I'd say, can I give myself a triox compound before we get started?
You certainly could.
I feel like that's cheating, so no, I'm not gonna do it. But
I'm going to spend.
I mean, Elder has cybernetics on him.
I'm gonna spend I'm going to spend 6 challenge dice worth of stress as Elder is using his mechanical arm to its full advantage against you.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Bog,
Yeah.
do you want to use any momentum or threat?
Yeah, I'll use a momentum to get an extra dice here.
Okay.
I don't want to spend up too much on this. How does he use the stress to get extra whatever?
He has a biomechanical, well, not biomechanical arm. He has a
Cybernetic arm.
yeah. Well, I don't know that cybernetic would be the right word because it is like it's not. It's just like
Synthetic arm.
it's a synthetic arm, but it's mechanical. So like it doesn't. It does give me some increased strength, which is why I can spend the challenge dice as I like push it to the limit, but it's not like I have like, all kinds of weird cables and net hacking and all kinds of weird stuff.
It looks like a normal arm, doesn't it?
No. I mean the flesh does not look normal. It's kind of like data.
Okay.
Yeah, his
you can
arm is
tell.
Just
Yeah.
like Nog's leg.
Yeah, you can tell by looking at it.
But yeah,
All
essentially a flavor-wise, as he's pushing into the limits and putting more spin on it, but he has the risk of taking stress and hurting himself by overexerting his biological body more than in what his mechanical body could put out.
Okay, so I've spent my momentum and I'm ready to roll, I guess.
Yep, you're rolling 3 dice. As surprisingly, Captain puts a huge spin on the ball, but Dr. or Bog manages to parry. So, swings back and forth a few times. I'm the Doctor, Fangs. Captain goes as for the opening, and Doctor smashes the ball all the way, and he gets the first point.
Good work, Doctor. I think you would find that would be 15 love Elder. I mean,
Yeah.
15 love Bog.
Yeah, I haven't played tennis in a while.
Yeah, it's 15, 30, 45, and then the match is over. And if the points are tied, it's you say the number and then all. So if we're tied, it would be no, this is 15 love Bog because
Bog has the point. Yeah.
Yeah. If we're tied, it would be 15 all or love all.
All right.
And I don't know if it's LOVE. I've never actually looked that up. I used to play tennis and I never even looked that up.
All right. So best 2-3 pretty much.
It is LOVE.
Oh, it is LOVE.
Yep.
Do we get that momentum back?
Technically you would. As you're up full up on momentum, and the crew is loving this. They like seeing senior officers make fools of themselves.
Well, I'll just roll again. Same deal.
And Coulter's bonus lasts for the scene. This is the same scene, so you could use the same roll, but you would have to spend a momentum for a third dice.
I'll go ahead and spend it again. Momentum.
All right. Would you like to spend any threat?
Oh. No, I don't want to spend any threat.
Would you like to quash that complication?
No, I'm gonna let that stand.
Okay. I'm gonna have fun with this. As Elder gets serious and like, okay, that was silly. I'm not falling for that ad again. And he winds up a massive smash across the board, and it hits Doctor Bog in the knee, and just doesn't blow it out, but it hurts, and you're definitely limping off that.
Okay.
Something was sprained. You could stop the match and try to do it's not dermal osteo regenerator.
No,
Real quick.
I'll push through.
You'll push through it. All right. Take
Yeah.
Take a few minutes, kind of walk it off, and I feel like no, I still got this. I still got this.
Yeah.
Now it would be 15 love.
Yep. $15 love elder. Or
no, it's
we're even. Basically, we're
all.
even.
15 all. Yeah.
15 all.
Yeah, I didn't think this through. I didn't think I was gonna be running a tennis match today, so I didn't exactly brush up on the rules. Same roll as before. And actually, you generate 3 momentum off that, so you have some float. You have 2 float if you want to do anything. Any advantages? Including advantages as far as like morale or crew support or.
Oh, that's awesome. So we could, that advantage on the crew morale came in handy earlier.
Yeah, let's double that up.
All right.
We can't, or I don't know. We'll work towards that.
We could. What about instead of doing morale, we could say crew efficiency, couldn't we? Maybe stack the deck that way twice.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't. That's not up to me. That might be a different type of advantage that we can pull into play, like if we were in combat or something.
Yeah.
We might be able to get a one up on somebody, initiative wise or something.
Yeah. I'll put this as you kind of have 1 token of crew efficiency, and you can use that to either cut the time in half of any time task, or you can use it to keep the initiative.
Okay.
Alright, so score is 15 all.
Alright, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and spend a momentum again.
Alright.
Kind of have to even have a chance here.
Do you want to spend any threat?
What is the threat? The threat gives me another dice?
Yeah, you can and spend threat to get extra dice, but I get more threat, and I could do hilarious things with it.
There's no reason to do that. You just use momentum right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to fish.
Yeah, I figured as much. You're down to 1. All right. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'm only going to use 1 extra dice from stress this time.
All right.
Well, yeah, of course. You just saw my roll.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
how much stress?
Someone always has to roll first.
How much stress do you have?
I just passed the halfway mark. I have 7. I've lost 7. Yeah.
All right, so I'm concerned about actually being injured off of this one. So I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to do something. Can I use bold medicine here to maybe quash that or something? Or how do you get?
You were not using the medicine skill. You were actually using your security skill.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use 4 momentum to quash though.
4 momentum to quash, or you can use your determination to re-roll.
I'm gonna use my improvisation under pressure and go ahead and re-roll.
You know what? I will allow that.
Okay.
You're not used to taking tennis message against someone with a biomechanical arm, so you can re-roll your 2.
All right. 2 or 3?
You can re-roll all 3.
Yeah, you can re-roll all 3. You could, when you use your determination, you can re-roll as many dice as you want.
Oh, I get you. So I should have kept the 2 and then just re-rolled 2.
I'll just take the first 2. I'm being kind of nice.
Yeah, that's generous. Thank you.
As the score is 30-15 Bog. As it looks like you were, or looks like you were gonna miss one there for a moment, but you dug in deep. You got your determination, and you improvised as a spinning backhand and managed to smash it back to Elder's Court. And how much momentum you get off that?
Bog's going to point and says, "You didn't think I was going to return that one, did you?"
Elder's gonna smile and ready up to serve again, looking ever more determined. And that wasn't coded language. I'd like to spend my determination on I trust the crew. In a sense, I'd like to say that for right now, I trust the crew enough that I can forget all about the workings of the ship and readiness and focus on the enjoyment of this instead of trying to worry about the ship.
I'll definitely allow that.
And then, yeah, that should be fun. I'll go ahead and spin one more challenge dice. Because it's not going to be fun if I don't accidentally go down. Please don't make me go down, GM.
Lethal injury.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and spend my momentum again.
I've been actually really lucky that these have all been really low.
You've
been
all
like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
That's 6.
If you have the possibility of getting up to 7.
Yeah, that's why I'm not. I think I don't want to roll anymore because now, I could, if I rolled all 2s on the 3 challenge dice, I could go down. So now I'm in the territory where I don't have extra stress in case I get the worst possible roll.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, if I went down like that, it would be a lethal injury because I would take 1 from getting 5 and 1 from going past, which would make the second one lethal.
Ouch. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
All right, I'll spend my momentum.
How would I explain that to the other GM? So, yeah, my captain lethally injured himself playing tennis on the holodeck.
I mean, O'Brien dislocated his shoulder kayaking.
I guess it would look something like I swing so hard the arm comes off or something. I don't know. Hey, there's an extra complication there too. If you have threat, you could have Dr. Bog get hit by the arm.
I don't have the threat. You see how much threat I have?
Well, GM, you know Chief O'Brien always dislocates his shoulder kayaking.
Oh,
yep.
Determination train. Veteran train.
Veteran train. Alright, and Dr. Bog, you spent your momentum.
Okay, here we go. Uh-oh. He's probably going to get me on this one.
He got you good.
Yeah, that's 5 momentum.
I'm feeling I'm doing this backwards. You guys are getting way too much momentum off this.
You do not. I think it's normally a GM call whether you allow momentum from
competing roles. Yeah.
From opposed tasks, but like
we're okay with it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it in this case because we're spending so much of it.
All right. I'm gonna.
How much float do we have?
You had 4 float.
Can we spend that to say that one of the groups of people there's a shift of or most of one of the shifts of engineers here, and they're really getting into it. So for maybe the next task that uses the ship's engineering department, we could get a free reroll.
Okay.
Okay, are we ready to go again?
Go for it.
Spend my momentum.
Yeah, I'll spend 1 back.
Oops.
Oh.
All right, and then it goes to 45-30 bog, or does that go to set?
No, that's 45-30 bog. So, as long as you can win a match by being the first to 60, essentially, but you can't win a set. Which I hope we're not playing a set because we'd be rolling for a long time. But
we're
can't
not
win
playing a set. Yeah.
Yeah, for a set, on the last game of a set, you need to win by 2 points, not by 1.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you get another point, I'll have to.
I think
basically, if I get another point, I think I can win because that would be 2 above you.
Yeah.
But if you tie it up, then it will have to bounce back and forth. Then
I think that's only on.
I think we're doing modified rules for time to.
Yeah.
Let's just say first to 60.
Yeah, first to 60.
Sounds good to me. All right, we ready? I'm going to spend a momentum.
All right.
Yeah, instead of spending a momentum, I'm gonna re-spend the determination on the same value again.
Okay. Goodness, this is a tight match.
Oh, veteran train.
And this is for the match.
I didn't win that one. I thought I won that. I got 3. He got
Elder
2.
Elder spent a determination on that.
Oh, okay.
So he got 1 more.
But for if you want to, I will match the number of dice you roll. This one. So it's just up to the roll.
Oh, it was whatever. I didn't understand what happened mechanically there. That's all. That's okay.
He very quickly spent his determination.
Yeah.
So.
Elder is a veteran, so he can. Every time I spend determination, I can roll a challenge dice, and if I get an effect, I get that determination back.
Okay. And a determination gives me an auto success.
It does.
Okay. I'm gonna spend a momentum, and I'm gonna use my improvisation under pressure again. Can I do that, or is that not allowed?
You already spent a determination,
Okay.
so unless you have a means to get another determination.
How about can I spend it from a different value?
You could.
So
It's
you
not
need you need the resource of determination to spend on the value, and so you get one for free at the beginning of the episode. After you spend that, the only way to get one again is via a talent like veteran or deep determination if you're a Kataran, or the XO could spend 3 momentum to make you not have to spend yours on the first time, so you would still have it.
What about
could,
quick study talent that I've been studying your tactics of the game?
I believe quick study only applies to medical roles.
Only medicine. Okay.
Yep.
All right, no problem. Let's just go with this. I'm going to spend the momentum with the 3 dice, and we'll see what Cap comes up with.
I'm gonna match on the 3 dice.
3 dice versus 3 dice.
Oh, what a nice! That's an ultimate win there too. Beautifully done.
And the match goes to Captain Elder.
Dr. Bog kind of rubs his knee a little bit and gives a quick bow and jogs up to the net to shake the captain's hand. And when you get to me, I just that was fun. That was a lot of fun and good match.
Looks like one round.
I'd love to give it another try sometime, Doctor. And I guess he'll like shake your hand, and you'll probably feel that the mechanical arm is kind of hot to the touch, I guess, and a little twitchy.
Your mechanical arm is a little strained.
I should know this. I know by now, but are you human?
Yes, he was just in the when he was chief engineer on a ship, an ensign made a mistake that caused a plasma fire, and that destroyed one arm, and he has a lot of damaged skin on that side of his body, and that's why he has a visor too.
Yeah,
gotcha.
A Bog. You know what happened to Nog's leg?
What's that?
You know what happened to Nog's leg? How he got a replacement leg?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
on that's Deep Space Nine?
Yeah, that was like last season of Deep Space Nine.
Second to last, I think. God, we are giving so much morale, and I helped with that.
Which is good because there are random events that could happen if the morale gets too low.
No, I think that was fantastic that Captain came down and was in front of the crew. I think that's great. That's good stuff. And of course, it's good that he had a challenging match, but still managed to come out on top.
And what about me giving you a fighting chance?
Well, that's the only reason I gave him up challenges is because you were back there yelling at me. No, go left, no right.
Your other left. Starboard. What? Oh goodness. As after or that amazing morale boost and everything, you get some ships on sensor range. These do not appear to be any patrol. This seems to be a group of 6 ships, if in a tight formation and flying in parallel to you.
For as long as we're parallel with them, I'll be on the bridge, scanning and monitoring what's going on.
Okay. Under warp, reason. Do you want to get any closer, or do you want to stay at like extreme range?
I want to be close. I guess long is where I could is as close as I need to be to get good info.
Yeah, long range. You can get some decent info off that.
Okay, get me into long.
All right, that brings your. Reason science difficulty 3 brought down to 1. Assisted by ship sensor science, and you have all the momentum in the world.
Wait, what was that?
That was my phone. Sorry, I got a text message. I thought I had it muted.
I was like, was our sensor scan that bad?
No one actually rolled a sensor scan.
No, but someone was going to, and then we got a Pac-Man dying sound.
I'll spend a momentum to add a dice.
Okay.
In fact, I'm starting to think that maybe Dr. Bog deserves like a spotlight or something just for his good sound effects at impressive moments.
Take the top one because I.
Yeah. Okay. You have 2 float. As these are indeed the same ships you saw about a week ago. They're traveling at high warp and appear to be on a similar course to you, possibly heading to the same system. Would you like to ask additional questions? Possibly 8 of them.
I think I'll only ask 2.
Alright, what questions would you like to ask?
From base knowledge, without asking the question, do we see those 3 freighters?
The 3 E-freighters are being towed by the larger airship by what appears to be golden tractor beams.
I would like to know what those freighters are carrying.
I'll take that for our momentum. They're carrying lots of refined metallurgy, lots of refined metals like already in beams seems ready to go for a building project. Lots of prefab structures, some silicon on and computer parts for our computer systems.
Okay, I have an idea for the second question.
Okay. What's the second question?
I would like to know if these fighters are Federation, and if I have to spend a second momentum to see if they were to figure out if they had a ship escorting them.
I'll answer that for free. These are specifically not Federation. They're definitely Tholian in design. They have the tripartite design, and also the atmosphere is 300 degrees Celsius and full of noxious hydrochloric acids.
Okay, I'll let the let the party decide on the second question. Captain, Bog, Max Archer, any ideas?
Well, I mean, can we pin down their specific course by chance to see if it's in fact where we're headed?
Problem is that you're so far are out that a change of tiny degrees could end up separating you by light years, and it's very hard to detect that right now.
Okay.
So you're just too far out from your destination to be able to tell that.
Right. Okay.
Do you have a suggestion, Elder?
I'm thinking.
Could you say that again?
He said he's thinking.
Oh, sorry.
So out of all of the possible people it could have been, only the Klingons are known to use cloaks, right? Do we know if Mirror Universe uses cloaks, or do we know if I don't think Cardassians do, and it's really doubtful that I think, civilian rebels would be able to get that.
I'm actually not sure if that information and crossed. There's so little known on the Mirror Universe. It's because as you've only crossed over like 6 times in the entire history of the Federation, and one of those times was classified.
Okay, I was just wondering if looking at this convoy, there was an optimal place if I was hunting them and kind of just analyzing them and gonna prepare to launch a attack on them, if there was an ideal position for that, and if we could scan that space just to see. But I guess I still kind of want to ask that question, but I'm not really expecting to find anything, I guess. I'm just double checking because I'd like to know if there is a cloaked ship. If they're dealing with cloaked ships, then I kind of want to figure that out if possible.
Actually, an insight command or security role, difficulty E1, to kind of scan this, just insight this convoy and kind of figure out if I were going to attack from cloak, I would be in this location.
What did you said? Insight command.
Mm-hmm. Or security.
Take a threat.
Okay.
What? I guess spend 2 to quash.
The Tholian and ships are kind of flying in a strange formation, and so it's kind of hard to figure out at first. But you kind of you find a good central part in the convoy that seems to be a good place is to kind of hit all of them at once while staying in the ion wake of the scale 5 vessel. And you look over the sensor data of that, and there's no one immediately there. But I will say also, on this roll, that you would only be in this position if you were actively trying to hit them. If you just wanted to scan, like you are, you could just be trailing behind them for a bit.
Okay, I want to ride their tail for a while and look, see if anyone's chasing them. If not, then we'll go back to the We'll go back on to our destination.
Okay. You follow them along on for a bit. No one appears to be chasing them immediately. Chase them for 1 hour. 2 hours go by. 3 hours. 4 hours, and it's just about the end of Alpha Shift. And finally, out of nowhere, off the starboard side, a clear air class as vessel, seemingly, it doesn't decloak. Oh, this is not a decloaking action. This is it just seems to phase into existence, warps in and drops a torpedo barrage.
Wait, who does?
An Akira class.
I start scanning immediately for their
IFF.
Yeah, their identification code.
Well, first things first. Where's my sheets go? Your long range, so this is probably gonna be like oof. Luckily, the torpedoes just skim by your bow and barely miss you.
Wait, someone's shooting at us?
You were within in range of the barrage. They were firing everything in a large swath.
Oh, they just did a full spread.
Yeah, they just did a full spread. As far as identifying the ship,
They did a Good Morning America, America kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. To identify the ship. Let's do.
In fact, we don't need to get the whole name. We just need the very first letter of their identification. If it's an I or a U.
Yeah, pretty much. Reason. Reason and con difficulty 2 because it is moving pretty fast.
Wait, what's it reason con?
Yeah, that's an archer roll.
Yeah, we had too much of tennis, so now it's.
Is this assisted by the ship?
Yeah, ship can help with sensors con.
RG there. Archie, you alive?
I'll use a momentum.
Okay. 1 momentum. Do you want to spend a determination to re-roll that?
Does Elder? Because I can't.
Yeah, I give you one. I give him my determination.
Okay. To what value, Archer?
Oh, train.
God, you were getting lucky on.
The ship is my home.
Oh, this ship is, not that ship.
I know, but they fired a torpedo off our bow.
Okay, with that logic, I'll allow it. Indeed. You see across the hall some letters. 2 of them squiggly. The first one,
Not squiggly.
not squiggly. As indeed, across the hall is the ISS as Vengeance. It has the Terran Empire logo across the hall. It fires a torpedo barrage, zooms away, and fades from existence. As it just did a bombing run across this ship. And on that note,
Was that a phase cloak or a cloak?
it didn't look like a regular cloak. I'll say that much. But on that, we shall end the episode.
God, multiverse thing is a bitch.
The mirror